Tuesday gets here, already hoping for the hump day. Wednesday night, calling my girls, making sure our plans are still tight. Thursday brings a smile, cause I won't be putting up with this bull in a little while. Me and my girls, we turned it up last week. Boys love the club, cause ladies get free. They love to party and dance all night, work all day.
Woo! Welcome back to LoveBabz, LoveTalk on Babz Rawls-Ivy. It is Thursday in the M, and it's gonna be hot. So when I play Nelly, I like when I listen to a little Nelly, because you know it's getting hot in here. It's gonna be hot today, and God knows what's gonna be like outside. So just be prepared. Hydrate, hydrate, people. Hydrate. Walk with your water. Walk with your water. So I bought a couple of water bottles, because you know you can never have too many. I bought the glass ones. I actually like glass water bottles, and then they put the plastic overlay on it so that you know less chance of you like smashing it or something. And I like that a lot. So but they're sitting on my counter, like they're in the drawer with the tags on them. Don't ask me what I'm waiting for. I have no earthly idea what I'm waiting for. It's just capitalism at its finest. Oh, these are nice. I want these. Oh, they're like $8. Get two. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we buy stuff we don't need. But I'm going to use them because I got to get on my fitness journey. Although not drinking the way I was drinking last night, but all right. June ushers in a new time, and I'm about to say no, more no's, and more no's to spirits and alcohol, more no's, only because, well, not really. I don't really have a reason. Well, you know, it does impede your your workout stuff a little bit. You know, I don't drink all the time, but I mean, I drink all the time, but I don't drink all day. I could drink all day when I'm on vacation, but in my real life, my working life, it's usually in the evenings, you know, late afternoons, early evenings, and then that's it. I don't drink way into the night. Can't do it. Can't do it. 60 says, no, 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 Shaddy. So I can't do it. So just letting you know. So, but yeah, so all of us who thought we were going to get our summer stuff out, not so fast, Lucy. Not so fast. And we're in June and the weather is still janky. So I don't know when this weather's gonna square up. I don't know when it's gonna square up. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm putting my money on sometime soon, and then we'll be squarely into summer, right? We'll be squarely into summer. We could, you know, consistently wear sandals and sundresses without sweaters and cardigans. That's what it's been like lately. Sundresses, cardigans, sweaters, leggings, layered up. We layered up. As the day goes on, we peel stuff off like a stripper. I'm Gypsy Rose Lee. I start my day in full stuff, and then slowly but surely start peeling stuff off. Cause you have no, I mean, it's just that janky. So what are you gonna do? Nothing. Not a damn thing. So, oh, I've got a commitment at 1 o'clock. I did not want to have to do anything. Ah, you have seen me in a year. My brother always says that foolishness. I've seen you in a whole year. Cut it out. You're just exaggerating. My brother's such an exaggerator. You know, he's such a princess. Robert, you are a princess. Such a princess. You know, I didn't see you in a whole year. That is not true. That is not true. Plus, you got crazy hours. I got crazy hours. Everybody got crazy hours. You know, that's just what it is. We all trying to do the best we can. We all trying to row our boats with inadequate oars. That's all we're doing. We just trying to row our boats with inadequate oars and doing the best that we can. So I know you in the world. I love you. I love you. I love you. I know you know I'm in the world. I know you love me. Love me. So there we go. It's all good. It's good. So I really have to grab my you know what it is? I've got my last bag of Jamaican coffee beans. And I hadn't been in Jamaica for like a long 4 years, right? At least 5 years, probably. And I had all this. Well, I don't think these coffee beans are 5 years, because when Kay's people come back and forth, she'll tell them, if you could grab a bag of Blue Mountain coffee beans or coffee, you know, bring them, because my girlfriend. And so this was the last bag that somebody brought back from Jamaica. So that might have been 2 years ago. But I need to grind them so I could drink this coffee, because I love Jamaican blue coffee. And sometimes Willoughby has it, but it's not consistent. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not, they don't have it all the time. It's one of the most expensive coffees in the world. Oh, that's why I like it, I guess. But no, it's such a good coffee. And I've yet to meet anybody who could ruin it. Right. So I need to get my coffee right. So anyway, I have to ground the beans. And you know, I have a Vitamixer which has a dry blender component. So I grind my beans that way, which is really nice. And then I put them in those sorbet cups and put them in the fridge. I used to keep my coffee in the freezer, but then they were like, don't do that. Put it in the fridge. I was like, okay. So I'll put my coffee in the fridge. Try to keep it fresh. Fresh coffee. Fresh coffee. You know, I tell you what's some good ass coffee. Go to Pistachio. Go to Pistachio. Yesterday, the other day, I was there. I was meeting with Aaron Williamson from Love 146. We had a coffee date just to catch up. And I had a vanilla rose latte. That thing was so good, I wanted to lick the cup. and if I wasn't raised right, I probably would have. I was putting my face so deep in that cup, I think I was going to break it. And do you order 2 cups of lattes when you're in a place, or you get 2? See, I'm so excessive about things, I think. Particularly if it's good to me, I'm a little excessive. So I'm trying to decide. I'm sitting there thinking, do I want another cup of coffee? I do. So now when I leave here, I think I have to go take care of some stuff. But I might roll over there and get me a vanilla rose latte to go. What? I don't know if you're supposed to drink the rose petals. They just fall to the bottom. It was so good. Oh, and I'm always torn because because now that they've added vanilla to the rose, because they have a regular rose latte, which is divine. But when they added that vanilla, what? Then they also have the Mexican chocolate latte. And I get them with oat milk, because oat milk is so creamy. Creamy. So I get the rose milk latte. I get the rose latte with oat milk, or the Mexican chocolate. And that's got a little heat to it. The Mexican chocolate's got a little, chili pepper to it. And I love it like that. When I make hot chocolate in the winter, I sprinkle a little, I do hot, this is how I make my hot chocolate. I use like chocolate almond milk or chocolate oat milk, whatever the plant milk is. I heat it up. I throw some marshmallows in, vegan marshmallows, and then I sprinkle it with some, of course, cinnamon, and then chili powder. Give it a little bit of heat. It just wonders for the chocolate. So anyway, when I'm at pistachio, I'm always torn between that, the hot chocolate, the coffee, the Mexican coffee with a little spice, hot chili spice in it. Oh, oh, with oat milk. Oh, oh. And and because I'm a creature of habit, I have to try things like a gazillion times before I move on to the next thing. I'm just a creature of habit like that. Because it took me forever to move off the rose latte. Forever. And I finally said, "Oh, Mexican chocolate. I wonder if that'll be like how I make my hot cocoa." What? So now I gotta go. Now at some point I gotta like try another latte or another thing. That's my thinking. That's my thinking. That's my thinking. Uh, that's my thinking. So I'll figure it out. But I've got time. So I'm a creature of habit. That's I'm saying all this to say I'm a creature of habit. It takes me a long time to try something new. You know what I mean? So yeah. So what I'm saying is when I leave here, I might have to pop by pistachio and get me something with some oat milk because it's creamy. I like it. I think my only criticism of pistachios is that a place that pretty ought to have lots and lots and lots of vegan dessert. I should just go open a vegan bakery, just shut up, because I'm always whining about it. Just whining. I'm always whining about vegan treats, and demanding when I go places. Vegan, I need vegan treats. And then people are like, I thought you was vegan. I'm not vegan. I eat vegan because it makes more sense with a severe dairy allergy. And then people get mad at me when I have to like check over what they give me. I gotta check over. I have to explain to people, my dairy allergy is not your responsibility. It is my responsibility first. And if you cook for me and you say, "Oh, I made dairy-free stuff," it's beyond just being dairy-free. That's the part that I want people to understand. So when I ask what's in things, I'm not trying to insult you or think that you don't know. 9 times out of 10, you don't know. You don't know all the 50 ways that milk shows up, cream, butter, all that shows up in food. Just by reading just on the label alone, they just they call dairy different things. And so if you don't live in the world that I live in, you won't know to identify them. And you'll just look for, oh, I don't see the word milk or butter or cheese or whey or casein. Those are the ones that I know that I could tell you to look for. But you don't know how to look for the lactolates and the this and the that. You don't know to look for those things because this is not your world. And people get so annoyed when I have to like ask, okay, what's in that? What? Because it's so debilitating and severe for me. And I'm tired of I don't want to ever have another episode. That last episode before I went on my trip scared me so bad, I thought I was going to make my trip for my birthday to Marrakesh. And I was like, and there was nothing I could do. There was I exhausted my cocktail, the medicine cocktail that they made for me to like, and it doesn't cure it. It just eases the effects of it. It doesn't cure it or stop it. It just eases the effect. So, it worked in the nick of time, but man, oh man, it was a hard road. I was like, I don't care. I'll be in Marrakesh. I'll just be down. Because I was coming toward the end of it. So I knew some point it was going to break. I just needed the fever to break. I couldn't get this fever to break to save my life. I mean, I was taking cool showers. I was taking the cocktail that they gave me. Nothing. This thing was gripping me. And then finally, like the day of, it broke. The day I was supposed to get on the plane. I was like, oh, thank God. Like, oh. And once the fever breaks, I'm back in business. So people just get annoyed. I mean, I don't want people to take it personal. It's not I'm not questioning your judgment. You just don't live in the world that I live in, and I know what is what, and I have to constantly question. I have to be a detective. I have to be a detective about it. And if it's questionable, then I can't have it, because it is too hard for me to recover from an episode. It is increasingly getting harder to recover, and I think it's because I'm getting older, and the body just don't got to fight back like that. So I'm just, I just err on the side of no, because it hurts. It just hurts. And I have to be diligent. Like the other night, I was already phased, and she handed me some chips. And I'm about to go in on them. And I get them in my mouth. And then I said, oh, I haven't had these in so long. And I turned it over, and the ingredients is milk. I was like, oh, I didn't swallow it. I just held it in my mouth, and then I had to go rinse my mouth and spit it out and the whole thing. And I could feel the effects of it. I felt the effects of it. And I was like, please, God, don't, I didn't swallow it. It just was in my mouth. I'm hoping that this won't turn into a thing. And it did it, because I'm on meds to fight it that I take every single day. So it fought it, but not without me feeling it. Like, I was like, whoa. I was like, oh, shoot. But nope. Then it passed. It went over. It ran its course real quick. So I was like, okay. All righty now. You know what I mean? So I want people to understand it's not personal. I'm not trying to say you don't know how to take care of me, or you don't know number one, you don't. But I don't want people to get all bent out of shape. So when I ask, I'm not asking because I don't think you're incapable. I'm asking because I have to be responsible for me. I don't care what other people say or do. I have to be responsible for me, because this can kill me. And I'm not ready to die. And I'm not going to die over your damn banana bread or your damn tacos with sour cream that you say is vegan. And okay. All right. It's not that I don't believe you. I have to check. This is my damn life. Don't be pissed off because I got checked so that I could live long and prosper. Just saying. So I want people to know. So when you invite me to your space, and and I have friends, my good friends, my close friends, my dearest friends, they get it. They understand. My family, they know. So they know the products to get. They know, they check, they do all the stuff. But the people who are not in my inner circle, who not involved with me every single day and watch how I eat and blah, 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 they're going to feel some kind of way. And they always do. They always do. I was like, don't feel that way. I just have to check, because the severity of this thing, is very bad. It's very, very bad for me. A few years ago, it weakened my heart. So I had to get on all these drugs to strengthen my heart muscles and the muscles around the heart. It took a year and a half for that to get resolved. I can't do that. I'm 60. I don't got the bandwidth. I go down now, I'm going down. So just know that. So don't listen, it's not personal. I'm not saying you're a bad cook. I'm not saying you can't cook. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying I got checked. My loyalties is to my life. I just got to check, because y'all don't know what milk can be disguised. Milk, buttercream, whey, casein, caseinate, natural flavors, all the lactolytes, lactose, all those kinds of things, you don't know them. I know them. So anyway, that's my 20-minute rant on why I gotta be mindful and don't take it personal. Listen, make a salad without cheese and don't put any damn dressing on it. I'm good. If you're not in that, and people are like, oh well, I'm gluten free. Okay, be gluten free, but that don't got nothing to do with dairy. I don't got a dog in that fight. I respect it. I understand it. But I often can't do the same things that you do. Just because it's gluten free don't mean I could deal with it. Is it dairy free? That's what I need. I need dairy free. It needed to be, and I can't have goat cheese either. And I know goat cheese is a little different than other cheese, feta cheese, all that stuff. I can't have it either because this kind of allergy is a dual allergy. I don't know. I didn't make it up. I didn't give it to myself. It's just what it is. I done went through this. I've been dealing with this for 30 years, since my 20s. So I don't want to be that sick again. I don't. It's too debilitating. So I'm just saying. So that's the rundown. And I know people are listening, so that they're thinking about, oh, I want to get her something, I want to do something for her, blah. And I appreciate it. I love when people do stuff for me. I love it. I love when people want to cook for me. I love when people want to gift me things. I love it. I love gifts. People who know me know I love gifts of any, and I don't have a preference. I don't care. The fact that you think enough of me to give me a gift, I just find that remarkable. I do. So I love gifts. I love gifts. Love them. Love them. Love them. So I don't want people to think that I'm being ungrateful or I'm trying to hurt their feelings. No, it's my safety first. And I have to ask the questions. I just can't sit there and be like polite. I can't sit and be polite about asking what's in the dish, what did you cook with? Because it's life changing and life threatening for me. So that's it. I don't want to be that. It's too hard. It is really, really hard to get through this. It's painful. It hurts. It's exhausting. I don't want to. I try to avoid it at all costs. At all. I can't even play. I don't know what happened if I'm stranded on a deserted island and all they got is like Milky Ways and not cheesecake and I don't know what I would do if I was stranded on a deserted island with people and every snack that we find has milk in it. And I couldn't eat it to save my life because it wouldn't save my life. It would cripple me. And then I would be a burden to the group. And I'm not trying to die so y'all can eat me. That's not happening. So, see, this is why I think foraging is a good skill. Because you need somebody on your team in case you get stranded somewhere in the woods, while we're running from zombies. We need somebody who can identify plants that we can eat on the run. So we don't eat poison berries and then just die, right? Like you need, and there's a sister forager that I follow on Instagram. Now, I, as a rule, I'm not with foraging. Like I'm not going to do it now, but if we get to a place where the apocalypse is happening and zombies are running the earth, I want somebody on the team who could forage. That's it. I know. I do. I don't want to forage now. Like I don't want to learn. I don't. I don't want to do that. But if it gets parable of the sourish, we'll need somebody who could do that stuff. Who could identify the stuff that you could, the weeds that you could eat in the woods, and medicinal purposes and all the stuff and, all the stuff that could heal. You need somebody like that on your team. I'm just saying. Like Harry, we build our apocalypse getaway team. We need people who are good with with building stuff. I think we need a good carpenter slash engineer who can like look at stuff and put it together. Like, hey, we could take this rock and use it for this and build this, and we need foragers, people who could go into the woods and figure out, know what bushes we could eat and what bushes do this and what bushes cure colds. We need those kind of people. We need people. I wouldn't mind having a doctor, like, but not a general practitioner, but internist. Somebody who's got a little bit more education on the team. So we need one of those. We definitely need a handful of nurses. A handful of nurses. I mean, we can live with one doctor, but we need a handful of nurses. We need like 5 nurses on the team. I'm just saying. We have to build a team where we can function as a society. Because when the apocalypse comes, it's gonna be tough. I know. I know people are like, Babz, why are you talking about this? One, because it's fun. And two, I just like having a plan. I just like thinking about that kind of stuff, especially when I watch these movies. And and then when I look at ways in which we have to escape, highways are not gonna be our friends. Highways are gonna be places where harm will come to people because it'll be backed up and nobody will be able to go anywhere. So we're gonna have to only be able to off-road. You need enough gas, you need enough oil, you gotta make sure your vehicles are in good shape. I mean, all that kind of stuff. You think about that. Every time you watch these dystopian shows, man, what happens? They gotta find a car that'll take them but so far because they run out of gas or overheats, all that kind of stuff, or the tires blow. So you gotta be able to, like, I think maybe you need a couple of bikes. Although I guess you could get away from zombies on the bikes. Like, you can outride them. On the movies that we watch, the ones that Harry and I like, we can outride the zombies. The ones from World War Z, you're not gonna be able to outride them because they're very fast. I don't like those zombies. I don't like the zombies that, like, go at warp speed and could get on you. I don't those are not zombies to me. I like those slow moving zombies, And I wouldn't mind a zombie that could go a little bit faster. But because you could outpedal them, you know. And 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 I like the zombies that can't be out in the day. So the ones that can only be out at night because the daylight harms them. So you can get a lot done in the daytime. You can cover a lot of ground in the daytime, but you better make sure when the sun goes down, you better get somewhere where you can shelter in. I need somebody who can read a map. Not GPS, because I don't know what the end of the world will be like if cell phone towers go down, internet go down. I don't know. So you might need somebody with a ham radio. Remember those ham radios? All the truckers, I bet you still have ham radios. And crank radios. You need a good crank radio, that works on as much as you crank it, that's how long that's how long it runs, that kind of stuff. See, I'm just don't ask me why I know this stuff. Don't ask me why I'm thinking about this stuff. I'm just saying this is the kind of stuff I like to play around with in my mind. Get good boots, get good shoes, good clothes. Harry will be in charge of all the paper products. Harry, I don't know how much toilet paper we can carry in backpacks. I don't know. I don't even know if that's feasible. I saw a show the other day, Harry, on one of these shows, or maybe I was reading on Instagram or one of the that there are particular plants that are good for using in the woods. You can't use every kind of leaf in the wood because God knows you could run into problems. But there are some specific plants that you can use. So when you use the woods, you could clean up. I had no idea. I had no idea. Because I would have been out there, I'd be like, okay, what looks good? What's big enough? Like, what's sturdy enough? I wouldn't do good. I wouldn't do well in dystopian stuff. I just would not do well. I wouldn't do well. I could do it, but I wouldn't do well. It would annoy me. I would be annoyed. I'd be like annoyed, you know. I would be annoyed because it would just be too much to deal with. I'd be like, you know what? I'd have to wait out. It's like, where are we running to? And I don't want to be a zombie. So I'd have to figure out I'd have to figure out something. Like, what do I do? That's how I would be thinking about this. I'd be like, I'd be sitting at the campfire. I'd be like, all right, where are we trying to get to? Is survival by any means? That's okay. We're going with that. But where are we trying to get to? Now, if somebody said we're trying to get to Antarctica, all right. Even if it's unreasonable, I need that to hold on to move forward. But if we don't know, I have to sit there and think about, yeah, is this where I get off? Like, do I get off here and then I could just, handle this and then they could bury me peacefully and that'll be like, okay, right? Like, because I don't want to be left out with animals and stuff to get at me. I have to be buried underneath. And if I do it while community is still present, I could be buried. Just saying. I think about that kind of stuff. I mean, when we run into towns that have been run over, can I find a liquor store I could get a good glass of wine before we travel for? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how can I do that? Like, what happens to all that wine? All that good tequila left. So zombies are not doing any of that. They just want to get humans. So I don't know. I know of all the things to think about, that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah. Oh, and clean water. You need clean water. You need clean water. And I'm not with, these people that drink water the animals drink out of. They go to rivers and you ever see that stuff? Like cowboy movies and stuff? They drinking the water and the horses are in the water drinking the water. Gross. That grosses me out. I was like, oh, I couldn't. Oh, fresh spring water, so clean and cold. I know, but your horse is standing in it. Cattle are crossing it. You're standing in it naked, trying to wash, and you still want to drink this water? Like, what the hell? I'm just saying. See, it's that kind of stuff. Too much brain power. Too much. I know everybody else is like, oh my God, she is out of her mind. And then as soon as you say that though, you go, huh? Huh? Yeah. If we got animals, they got to drink the same water. Huh? They're walking through the same water. Bears, all of it. I don't get it. It grosses me out. I'm just saying. I'm telling you, you got to have a plan, end of the world plan. You got to think about it. And all you people who think you're going to get, zoomed up in the rapture, all right, this is not a conversation for you. You just sit over there in the corner and wait for the rapture. Go ahead. I'm with you. I'm with whatever you want. That's what I want for you. So anyway, it's time for me to get up out of here. Today is Thursday. We had a great word on the street. I hope everybody in that accident is well and unharmed. No word on the street on Fridays. And I don't think I have a guest tomorrow. So, but what I'll do tomorrow is run down all the stuff that's happening over the weekend so that y'all can make good choices. So you can make good entertainment choices. I want you to make, I'm committed to your good entertainment choices. So, thank you, Nora. I'll be back tomorrow. See you, Harry. Get some rest. Thank you, Paul. Y'all be good.
Be putting up with this book in a little while. Me and my girls, we turned it up last week. Boys love this club, cause ladies get free. They love to party and dance all night.